I think Anthony Joshua was supposed to be humble.
Yeah, that humble.
Because at the end of the day, like I think if he would have fought Wilder might have.
But
fucked him.
I felt like,
bad,
but every time I watched Anthony and all, he just seemed he didn't have that about him. You know what I'm saying? That he didn't have that aggression that you need for fucking boxing. He was just too nice. Like, bitch, we in boxing. We in a sport like Wilder said, bitch, I could kill you. You gotta have that mentality. Like that's why Tyson was so good. He was an animal. You have to have that. The great ones have that about them.
They have that mental.
Got that mental bitch, I'm gonna destroy you.
Like, you know
I eat your children.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get in your mind mentally. Like, you mentally defeated before we even get in the ring.
How you even get into boxing and try to be friends with a nigga? Bitch, no, bro. Ain't no
mentally
friendship.
defeat you first.
Bitch, I'm finna destroy you before I get here. Come on, man. So he always came off as too friendly with his fights with me. So that's just my opinion.
And he was friendly after he got his ass whooped. So.
I ain't shaking no nigga that just knocked me down 4 times. Fuck you, bitch. I'm like Adrian Broner in the ropes, nigga. Fuck you, bitch. Running. Adrian Broner need to give up boxing too. I know this might cause some controversy, but stop it, bro. All these L's that you be taking in boxing, but you'll fight a nigga on the street. Like, come on, stop it, bro. Like that nigga is. You more in the entertainment business than the boxing business. I
put too much faith in him.
He did disappoint us, and I feel like that's why I can say the shit that I say, because I thought he was gonna be the next thing, and he
sweep him under the rug, man. Let's get the next.
He was never what he was for. Yeah. But you know, we gonna get into the topics of the day. We gonna get into our usual, you know. And shout out to Yaya, because these are her questions and her conversation that she wanted us to speak on. So shout out to her for being an avid listener and a supporter of us and giving us dope ideas to speak about. So, y'all question is, if you're in a relationship and you have a vice that you have, a vice, and for people that don't know what a vice is, it's something that you do on a regular basis. It's part of your life. It's one of the things that
it's part of your everyday.
Yeah, it's something that you don't want to get rid of. It's something that's kind of stuck to you that you've been doing for so long.
Nice.
Now, are you willing, if your girlfriend or your significant other that you with tells you that it's either, gives you ultimatum, it's either them or your vice, which are you choosing? And this is a Yaya question. She wants to know. And she feels like women, you know, this is something that goes on women's mind. They feel this way. That men have a lot of vices that they have, and they feel like they should give up for the love of their significant other. So, you know.
That's my question for today.
That's your question for the day. She wanted me to ask you that for the day.
She wanted.
Because she feel like you don't. She want to keep the real questions coming at you. She's one of our listeners, and she wants you to be real with the questions. So I mean, I'm the one that asked you the question, so that's probably why she want me to.
So what's the question again?
If you have a significant other, your significant other, if you have one, and you have a vice that you have that's real strong to you that you hold, are you willing, if your girlfriend gave you or your fiance or whoever she is, if she gave you the ultimatum, choose her or choose the vice? I guess she want to know which is you choosing.
Okay. All right. Perspective.
Feels
perspective. Not take away from Pablo. But Pablo got his own perspective, man. I don't want to take away the supreme being because he's sitting over the supreme.
Yeah.
Let me give my perspective. All right. So, man, the way I take this is that it depends on what the vice is. You know what I mean? Like if somebody's smoking crack and stealing everybody's shit and selling their whole fucking house away, of course you can't do that. You know what I mean? If you have a vice, you know, to where you're still able to handle your business, and that's what a vice is the difference between a vice
and an addiction. And that's perfect because that's what we get into.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's a difference in both of those things.
Because it's my vice. Because usually when you have a vice, it doesn't hurt people.
Exactly.
It's just something that you have. Exactly. But an addiction, it hurts the people around you.
Vice only hurts the person.
The person, exactly. Who has that vice.
Exactly.
Right.
So that's what makes it different in my mind, man. And at the end of the day, man, it's all types of things that go into these questions, man. You know, at the end of the day, like, I don't know if y'all talking about a man that she's romantically interested in, or a man that she's been with that she wants to change or whatever. Like, I don't really know
exactly
that part of it from her perspective. But one thing I do know is if somebody had a vice when you met them, you know what I mean? Obviously, that vice was probably part of the reason that you like them, or like, why would you want to take that away? Maybe you, like, without that vice, maybe you never would even like them.
And let me ask this, and not to add to yours, but I agree with you with everything you said.
Yeah.
But my thing, like, because you spoke on before we got together, if you knew that I had this vice before you got with me, why didn't you bring this up before you decided to be with me, and wait until after we got together to bring up this problem with my vice? You know, it's a lot of things that play into it because you, like you said, you knew this was my vice. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't speak up beforehand because beforehand it wasn't a problem. Now it's a problem because, you know what I'm saying, you with the person. I don't know. But I feel you on everything you're saying because certain vices you might be willing to give up and certain things you might not be. It depends on how.
And you know what another thing is that people don't like to bring into account that they have their own vices.
Exactly, and I have to accept your vices.
Drinking coffee is a vice. Overeating is a vice.
Anything,
gossiping is a vice. Telling my business, all this stuff is a vice.
Anything that you do that you can't not do, that you do on a regular basis, anything that's became a habit to you is a vice. Something that's that you do without even thinking about it. It's just something
way more things than other. Like just because people talk about this more, it means more.
And because you put more value on this vice other than this doesn't change the fact that we still got vices.
Exactly.
So I definitely
there's still a vice.
And that long like and what my thing is this, like I said, the difference between vice and addiction is your addiction, it usually ends up affecting the people around you. Yeah. It doesn't always start off affecting the people around it, but that's what addiction does. It comes to the fact that you can't let this go to the point now you're hurting the people around you or you're hurting the things around you that it's detrimental to you and others. But with a vice, just because I drink beer, you know what I'm saying? Let's just say my beer is a vice. Yeah. Just because I drink beer, I'm not getting belligerent, drunk, and going causing problems. I just drink beer. Then there's no problem. But you just might not want me to drink beer because maybe you don't drink beer. Maybe you feel like you read the surgery warning and it calls liver cancer and all these things, but it's so much.
Shit, this is one of my vices, man. Yeah. Like, I'm not ashamed to say this shit in no type of way or fashion, and I don't care who judges me because you have your vice.
Everybody has his vice. So you know, shout out Yaya for the question, but at the end of the day, it's such a broad question. But at the end of the day, man, we all have our vices.
Not just Yaya, man, because I respect that Yaya supporting us. And
no, that's why I said shout out to her. Like, and shout out to everybody.
It's not a call out. You know?
No, but shout out to everybody who has the balls to ask us the questions and we repeat it back on the camera. Because, you know, most people, they don't want to be put out there. So shout out to her for having the, you know. And
we let you know that we'll put ourselves out there.
Yeah.
And then the day, you'll never be out there alone when you listen to us, man, because we fucked up too. Yeah. It's like everybody.
I got my vices. I got my ways. You know, we done spoke about our fucked up ways on camera. And, you know,
we talked about all of them.
The good, exactly. We still got so much to know. But, you know, which leads us to the conversation today about vices over addictions and how it affects the people around you and the people that you love. And usually, the people that's closest to you want to have these vices and addictions that you have to deal with, and it may hinder your relationship or it may turn your relationship. And a lot of times, the person who has the addiction doesn't even notice it because it's an addiction. You know what I'm saying? So, it's, to me, when I say that that's the topic is, and it's so crazy because like we all have our vices, like we said, but you get an addiction, man. And my thing about this is when you have an addiction, you can never, I guess you never really notice you have addiction if you're not one of those people that's conscious of things like that. You know what I'm saying? But with me and like people that I know, we're conscious. I'm conscious of my vices and I feel like my addictions. And I try not to put my work problems on other people. But a lot of people with addictions, especially if you had this addiction for a while, you don't even notice.
But listen, like it's all about like the addiction and how people demonize it. Like what people put the addiction and other shit. Like, man, bro, we were just talking about this shit earlier. Like, attention is an addiction.
Yep.